Hey everyone, this is Tito, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program tutorial on Orbital Rendezvous. In today's episode, we're going to go ahead and meet up with the ship that's currently lost in space, and we're going to get him and bring him home. Now, the easiest way to go ahead and do this is we want to make a similar orbit to him. So we want to burn near where his periapsis is to extend out our apoapsis so that it's happening at roughly the same time, but we're going to be going underneath where he is. So we just want to make the same exact orbit, just smaller. That means that we will be moving faster than him because things in a lower orbit move at a faster velocity. Things at a higher orbit move in a slower velocity. So let's go ahead. We have 26 minutes until this burn happens. So let's just speed up time. Don't want to waste anybody's time here. And then once we've gone ahead and gotten our orbits close, we're going to talk about how to go ahead and then make an intercept. So that way we are going to be meeting up with him at a specific spot and at a specific time in space. So we want to burn when that says about T minus 14 seconds. So I will cut time warp now and point towards our maneuver. Almost there, and we'll go ahead and burn. Let's go ahead and get these solar panels out. Oh, just ran out of fuel on this stage. Let's stage. And almost there, and let's cut the engine. Now, so what have we done? We have a similar orbit to our target. It is about 1 degree off, so we know we're going to want to fix that. We want to be exactly in the same plane they are, and we are currently behind them in the orbit. Um, they are moving at a particular rate that's slightly slower than us. So we will eventually catch up to them. It's going to take a couple of orbits. That's okay. Like I said, we have all the time in the world. So we know we want to go ahead and zero out this inclination. So the farther away from the planet you do this, the cheaper this maneuver is. So we'll go to our descending node, which is currently farther away than our ascending node. Then we will pull up on it until it flips around. That will give us 0. So it's only going to take us 10 meters per second. If we had did this at the ascending node back near Kerbin, it would probably take us closer to 100 meters per second to perform that same adjustment. So we have a 0-second burn coming in 50 minutes. Let's speed ahead. It makes me wish I had installed Kerbal alarm clock on this installation, but we'll just eyeball it. It's not a big deal. Now, if you're wondering how I'm speeding up and slowing down time without clicking up in the upper left-hand corner, you're just going to use your comma and your period keys on your keyboard. Period to speed up time, comma to slow down time. It's real easy. All right, so we've zeroed out our inclination, and we are currently catching up to this ship. So we know that by the time we get to about here or so, we should be starting to get fairly close to them. So we're going to go ahead and set a maneuver there. Now we want to extend our orbit, so we are going to burn prograde to pull out our orbit until it overlaps with his. You can see we're going to be here, and he's going to be up here if we perform that burn. So he's still going to be quite a far distance in front of us, so we'll just go ahead and pull our maneuver until our intercept markers get very close to each other. If we can't do it on this particular orbit, that's okay. We can right-click this and click the little plus sign. This means do it on the next orbit. So let's go ahead and pull this around just a little bit more. We're getting awfully close here. Let's go ahead and add another orbit to that. We just want to get them to meet up, and as you can see, this is going to give us a separation of 7.9 kilometers with a relative speed of 30 meters per second. So we're going to be coming in fairly close, and we're going to be coming in fairly slow to them. So let's go ahead. We have 5 hours and 37 minutes until we have to make this burn. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here, and I will see you after we've made this burn and as we get closer. All right, and welcome back. So as you can see, we've performed that burn, and we are now 5.7 kilometers away from our stranded ship out there. What we want to do is click where it says surface on our nav ball and change it to target. And then we want to get close to him as close as possible. So we need to find our target marker, and we need to just burn towards it a little bit. Eventually, we want to get our prograde marker to line up directly on top of this target marker. So it's the opposite of retrograde. So you pull the prograde marker by going the opposite direction of where it is, and it comes towards you. See, it's kind of coming along, coming along, coming along, and eventually we're going to get it right on top. This means that we are traveling directly towards our target. So we don't want to run into him. So we're going to turn around, and now we're going to do all our adjustments from the other side. So this is our anti-target marker and our retrograde. So you can also go ahead and push your retrograde marker so it's directly on top of your anti-target marker. So let's speed up time a little bit. Let's get a little closer. Things will change as you get closer. So you can see our retrograde markers kind of getting off-centered here. So we'll just burn a little bit more to push it back onto our anti-target. We're getting real close here. We're 750 meters away. So let's slow down. Let's get to about 10 meters per second or so. Or 15. We just want to be able to kill off all of our velocity very quickly. You can also lock to retrograde once you get very close. That way you don't have to worry about burning in the wrong direction or just making any adjustments that aren't going to help you. I like to do everything manually, so let's go ahead and do that. Just keep that retrograde marker on your anti-target marker, and eventually you're going to get very close to him. All right, so we're getting really close. Let's go ahead and kill off all our velocity. All right, and we have 0 relative velocity 20 meters away. So go ahead and hit your square bracket key on your keyboard to switch control of which ship you're in control of. Then we want to EVA our Kerbalnaut. Now we want to remember to bring all our science with us, so let's take the data off of our science experiments we've already ran. And then you're going to hit the space bar to let go. Hit your R key to engage your little jetpack, and then use W, A, S, and D to move up, down, left, and right. Well, that's forward, backwards, left, and right. Shift to go up, and Control to go down, and then right-click and drag to change your heading. All we're doing is we're just going to try to go ahead and find the door. Of course, I'm on the wrong side. Let's swing around. When you get closer, you're going to hit the F key to grab the ladder and hit the B key to board. And there we go. We now have both Kerbalnauts on board. We can go ahead and change this back to orbit, point retrograde. Now we want to come home efficiently. Right now we're real low. If we just went ahead and burned retrograde from here, it's going to be super inefficient. It's going to have to bleed off all of this velocity to get home. So we're just going to wait until our apoapsis and burn retrograde. So we'll add the maneuver for that. And we don't need to bring the periapsis all the way down. 15,000 will be low enough to get us home, and it's not going to be slamming into the atmosphere. So we'll go ahead, speed up, perform this maneuver, and we'll bring them home. All right, everybody, thanks again. This has been Tito, and thanks for watching this Kerbal Space Program tutorial on Orbital Rendezvous. Like and subscribe if you want to. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me on my YouTube channel or on Reddit, Tito13KFM. Thanks again, and thanks for watching.